Hi there, it's that low taper fade Kaizen, and today we'll be talking about how Jordan Montemoro, aka Zelsis, was under fire for ripping the R word.
Zach, you're actually it's better. Like, Zach, you're actually
I think this whole drama is kind of interesting because it kind of shows you how cooked we are as a community on people who are against it and for it too. One of the things that's like really interesting to me is that like no one really asked how Zekin felt about all of this. I mean, I'm gonna assume that he doesn't care, right? I would like to think that he has thick skin and he probably just thought it was a joke. And in the clip, he didn't even look like it bothered him too much. Again, I could be wrong, but it kind of reminded me that one time when Narrate ripped it too.
Just Asher. Like, I think he's a fucking retard.
In one of the Sentinel's comms videos, which is still up, by the way. Even the Sentinel's account on Reddit was making light of the whole situation. The same with everyone else in that subreddit. And I lied to you, not a few hours later, Zekin also makes kind of like a lighthearted joke about the whole situation during that day.
I have it. I think I'm gonna say something controversial.
I hear nothing, Dish.
Yeah, I will.
You're leaving? Okay, yo, guys, focus.
Yeah, sorry.
I feel like most people don't see the word as a slur at all. And specifically in Zelsis' case, I feel like context is very important here. Especially when people are trying to cancel his name and question his character as a human being. Me personally, I never saw the R word as a slur. Friend groups that I've been a part of, in the environments I grew up, people didn't really use the R word all that much. If anything, words like slow and the short bus was used as insults towards somebody's like cognitive abilities. And in the hindsight, I guess that is a little bit kind of messed up and really mean to people who are actually like on the spectrum or have disabilities. And the only reason why I'm like referring to it as the R word for this YouTube video is because YouTube has like a list of words where if their automatic system detects you using in a video, they will push it out to less people. But then again, like for the past like 5 months, I haven't really been all that happy with the numbers my channel has been getting. So maybe I should just let it rip. Like, what do I really have to lose at this point? Regardless, I basically think of the R word the same way I think of the words like dumb, stupid, idiot, in the sense of like it doesn't really matter if you say the words. What matters most is like how you say it and the context around it. Like if you're just joking with some buddies and you call your friend an idiot, that's just stuff that happens from time to time. But if you're constantly picking up on somebody who's like on the spectrum or something and you're using the word dumb, stupid, or an idiot to like purposely like make fun of them and hurt their feelings, I mean like, hey, that's kind of a dick move there. It doesn't matter if you use the R word or not, it's equally a dick move. And you're being a jerk in the process. And even the act of like canceling someone for something this minute, it's kind of silly. Unless Zekin comes out and says that like, hey, I told Zelsis not to call me that. I told him multiple times and he just kept saying it towards him, then yeah, I think that's kind of messed up. But if it was just like a one-time thing, I feel like it's not that big of a deal. Shoot, I even remember like some of my college professors using the word. Like I had like a West African physics professor and he would use the word to like describe like the momentum change of certain objects and whatnot. I did notice like some kids in my classroom started to laugh at it, but I was just like, he's using the word in a scientific way. Of course, I'm not saying that Zelsis is a professor. And if he was, it probably would be for his deep understanding of handstand twerks. And it's really interesting how this was like a bigger issue than the time that Neri ripped it. And I feel like a part of that was because this was a post made on Reddit, whereas Zelsis was called out on like Twitter/X. And I think everyone should like remember that Twitter and mainly like all social media in general isn't real life, right? Especially Twitter. It's a place where like a loud vocal minority of people can make a situation that looks like a big issue, but in reality isn't that big of a deal. It happens a lot on that website, which is why I don't think Zelsis deserves all the hate that he's been receiving, nor does he deserve to get his account hacked. But on the other side of things, I think it's kind of weird that people are just kind of like rage baiting everyone by just doubling down with the R word and even going further beyond just saying like, hey, I'm gonna say all the slurs out there in the world. To be fair to Sick, he was most likely joking. I didn't watch his stream. I'm gonna assume that he didn't say any legit slurs, but this is still like a pretty weird tweet to make coming from somebody who has a history of using slurs in the past, or at least a particular slur.
One down. Bomb grenade out.
This one for man.
Oh, one cat.
Come. Oh shit.
And the crazy part about people who are trying to support Zelsis by just like saying slurs or rage baiting the other side is that it just hurts him more, because now people are going to associate Zelsis with this kind of behavior, because they're going to be thinking, oh, these are the people who are supporting Zelsis, who are trying to defend him. Wow, that's crazy. He must think just like them. And I'm pretty sure that's not his intention. But because of all the backlash, I guess Zelsis felt compelled, or maybe the org wanted him to write this apology, where he describes it as a hurtful word on a podcast, and he's genuinely sorry for that, as well as the fact that he says he's working to remove that word from his vocabulary permanently. And he also doesn't need anyone to defend him. However, I think he might need some defending because he got hacked recently. And it's clearly a hack because whoever did it included pump.me as a website, making it clear that this is just a troll. But besides that, some people were making light of this situation, saying how they were buying 15 Sentinels bundles as a way to show that they still support Zelsis regardless of like the word that he ripped. But the plot thickens when you realize one of the first people to call Zelsis out on this was also willing to like harass other people, calling Anthony, aka Vanity, a beach walrus, basically making fun of his weight, and further goes on to say that they hope that he ends his life quickly, which is crazy. And I think this is a prime example of people focusing on like shallow train of thoughts, where, because at the end of the day, the main reason why people don't want to have other people use the R word is because they see it as hurtful, but you're just being a hypocrite here by wishing death upon someone else, as well as body shaming them too. The hypocrisy goes crazy. And this individual wonders why so many people are harassing them. They even asked for help from Zelsis, who kind of had like a funny clapback. He's been nothing but nice to this individual after they try to cancel his career and his livelihood, and gives them like some grade 8 advice of stop being such a jerk to other people. I will say though that the word choice here is a little bit rough. And I just want to say, if you've been enjoying this video, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel, as well as consider being a member if you want to see more. Thanks again for viewing. Let's get right back into this topic. And these like 3 tweets all together kind of like just tells me one or two things. Either they don't realize how serious these sentences they posted are, or they desperately need some help / better therapy to deal with whatever they're going through right now. Because at the end of the day, I don't think Zelsis' intention was to hurt anybody, and I feel like intention and context is really important when you're trying to like attack a person's character and their livelihood. On the flip side, I kind of understand why Riot Games and organizations in general don't want players using words that are quote-unquote controversial, because first of all, kids are very impressionable. It might actually take the wrong lessons from like all this drama that's going on, which will like eventually hurt their pockets too, in the form of like sponsors and advertisements. And as we know, kids are very impressionable.
What? No, wait. We love women. We love women.
But not like transgender.
Yes, sir. We love everybody. No.
All gays should die.
Yeah, merch, preach. What have I done?
For those who don't know, that was Sneeko, who has gone on record to like just disparage women and treat them as lesser. I think in this clip, Sneeko kind of realizes how he might have been messing up the future generations with his content. And I think that might be one of the reasons why he's changing up his content nowadays. I also asked people in my community, and a lot of people aren't bothered by the usage of the R word. I did have some people mention that the word was used as a way to bully them, and honestly, I'm so sorry that happened. But I do want to ask, like, would that bullying experience be any different if people use the word like dumb, stupid, or idiot? Because I think at the end of the day, the most important thing when it comes to like reducing harassment towards other people is the action itself. Censoring a word is like a band-aid covering up a bigger issue, an issue that probably needs a different means of addressing and fixing. I think for those who've had like very traumatic experiences with that word, you might need therapy if it really paralyzes you whenever you hear it. On the other hand though, these kind of discussions usually reaches the ears of like retired esports players. You know, the same pro players who will come out and say that every server used to be used back in the Call of Duty days or lobbies, and they should bring them back. Which whenever I hear this, I usually go, whoa, brother. Hold on, wait a minute. let's think this through a little bit better, you know? The F slur, you know, the one that also means a bundle of sticks, should not be normalized in my opinion. If Eminem, the rapper who's probably ripped it the most in past songs, is apologizing for that word, I think that's a pretty strong sign that we probably shouldn't normalize it today. The same thing with other slurs too. Like, I would be perfectly fine if like every single slur word was just like erased from people's vocabulary. I remember when it was like a big deal when Myers Leonard said like an anti-Semitic slur while streaming on Twitch. And it was quite shocking to me because I never heard that word before. I didn't even know it was a thing towards Jewish people. And I'm definitely not gonna repeat it here. And at that time it got me thinking like, damn, I think the world would be a lot better if people like me didn't know about that word existing ever. But now I do. Overall, I don't think Zelsis deserves to be cancelled or lose his job, and definitely does not deserve to be hacked for what he said. Again, this is just based on what we know. The original clip wasn't that long. It just cut out, so we couldn't really see like everyone's reaction, but in the little bit of that we did see, it didn't seem like anyone was too upset. Again, I don't know how Zekin feels about all of this. Like, if he had a history with this in the past and he's told Zelsis to, hey, chill, don't say this around me anymore, and Zelsis kept doing it, then yeah, Zelsis is a dick. But I don't think that was a reality that they really went through. I think they're still good buds. But hey, if you disagree with me and think that Zelsis should have a harsher punishment, let me know down below why. But till then, stay safe, be a KDA warrior, and I'll see you guys later.